We're going to start with, I believe, the Panthers, right? Is that what we're going to get into?
Yeah, we might as well start with the worst, right?
Yeah. I don't even know if they,
Oh,
oh, baby. Oh, baby. Hot
Hot
take. A
take.
hot take already?
Oh, dude,
all
not
right.
even
Hot take
15 minutes
already?
in.
Pepper, the floor is
Bro,
yours, dude.
we're
What?
13 and a half
Okay.
minutes in, and Pepper's
Well,
already pissed off Carolina. His home, his people.
God.
Talk
Yeah.
to him. Talk to
Okay.
him.
Look, if you are unfortunately a Carolina Panthers fan, it's going to be a tough year. Let's be honest here. All right.
It
You know
sounds
it.
so awful when you say it too. Coming out of your
Because
mouth,
you know it's the truth.
He knows how he knows
You
how
say-
to let you down. Like he's
bro.
got that
He says
Yeah.
it so
voice.
it's so matter of factly. I'm like I'm not even a Panthers fan. And I'm terrified for him.
It's like,
But go ahead.
dude.
The worst part is that you have great speed and agile players on the ends of your offense. You have Christian McCaffrey. You have DJ Moore.
What's
You
left
have
of him?
what's left of see, jumping the points, my man. You're exactly right. No, you're totally right though.
Give the man
DJ
the floor,
Moore,
and then
Robbie
you
Anderson.
take his fucking point.
No, it's he's exactly 100% right because that is the issue here. Does anybody in this, chat here actually think that CMC is going to last a full season?
Dude, Jack and I just talked about this like 2 hours ago about his buddy and in Dynasty having McCaffrey. It's just like one of those like ouch moments to have him in to take him first overall in a Dynasty league where you're just like, you're watching him like, fuck.
It's
It doesn't
because
have
when
long.
when he has played, he's been
He's the
absolute best player in football. But the problem is he's been out for a year and a half.
It just caught up to him.
And
Absolutely.
it's just all the touches, and I don't think it's anybody's surprise. I remember it was when he was his best year. It was like if you took away all of his wide receiver stats, he would still be like the top 15 player the top 5 player in the league, and that was like with quarterbacks and stuff included.
Yep.
Like it was
Which
like
is
insane.
nuts. It's actually nuts. Yeah, and it's not CMC. If he could actually stay healthy for a little bit, I think you'd feel a lot better about this team. But because you look at the wide receiver room and you're like, wow, that actually kind of talented. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence Marshall Jr., still young, has some time to prove it. Sugar Rashad Higgins, my man.
Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not an awful room, but they have a bad quarterback, a bad offensive line, and yeah.
It's just a shame that they got some of these weapons after he already had 100,000 miles on his body. That's the problem. It's like they get him all this help and it looks nice now, but it's like, this is one of those teams where like they, it's kind of like if the Titans, we talked about the Titans last week, if the Titans had like 40% less talent and they had to just rely, like they kind of do the same. If you strip some of the talent away from them, they would look the same way with Derrick Henry. I feel like they, but they've got other talent around them where they've been able to like, they can do other things. The Carolina Panthers, they had Cam Newton, who was like fucking literally on the steepest down climb. I mean, has anybody ever like declined that fast ever? I mean, that's wild.
Yeah.
It's insane. And you got this guy who they're like, oh, he can do everything. They're like, okay, we have nothing else. Okay, well, we're gonna just not take. We're not gonna do our jobs and protect him. We're just gonna put the entire fucking load on him and run him into the ground. And that's what happened.
You got to feel bad for DJ Moore fantasy owners. Sorry,
DJ
Alex.
Moore is such a talented wide receiver and such a freak athlete, and it's just such a. I mean, who is the best wide? Who's had the best wide receiver fantasy season in a Baker Mayfield system? I would probably say it would probably have to be one of Jarvis's years. So that's kind of his upside, probably.
Which you'd say probably profiles more to the Terrence Marshall role, if I had to guess. It definitely doesn't profile to DJ or Robbie. Those are both down the field electric players. Probably Terrence. He plays in the slot.
He's going to be giving them that apology video where he's like, be patient, guys, be patient. He's going to be telling those two dudes that within a couple of weeks.
Well, if you paid any attention to like the first couple of days of like camp and like where they're doing the actual like 7-on-7, 11-on-11s, like you're seeing a lot of the other guys do. They're playing a little bit more safe. You're seeing a lot of the downfield shots coming from Baker, and I'm thinking, and I think that I think he's kind of always been a gunslinger, and I think part of that obviously is probably to prove that his arm's back. He's not, he's got the sling off and everything, but you're seeing a lot. Most of the highlights that are coming from him out of camp are these deep shots. He's him and Robbie Anderson, or I guess they mended that. and they're working. But like, yeah, not that he's accurate, and I'm sure most of those are probably going to be underthrown and intercepted. But he'll have the opportunity. Now, will it be on target? No.
Yeah.
But the chances will be there, I think, for DJ.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who else we got? We got Robbie Anderson. Oh, Andrew, we got you upside down, Pimp Daddy.
Yeah, dude, you're Spider-Man. I want to just
wow,
kiss
look
you.
at that.
Sorry,
wow,
I actually bumped my wire with my foot.
Just on the Cam
I'm Mary
Newton
Jane, baby.
On the
Cam first Newton thought he had was he's Spider-Man. I want to kiss him.
We can do this all day too.
I love that, dude.
Okay.
On the Cam Newton note, when you talked about like, has there ever been a player with a steeper decline, like the highest of the lowest of lows? There's only one player that comes to mind to compare it to, and that's Chad Pennington. Is Cam's more drastic than Pennington? Because Pennington was going to be the guy in New York.
Yeah, damn, true that.
Pennington catching strays in this fucking podcast.
Yeah, bro, that had to have been the last time the Jets were good, right?
Well,
unfortunately, they had some years.
Sanchez took him to an AFC championship.
Oh yeah, I guess Marky Mark. I forgot all
Rex.
I forgot.
There's a reason Rex Ryan tattooed his wife with the fucking Mark Sanchez jersey.
Yeah, he has a foot fetish.
Wait, he did what?
Foot fetish.
What was that?
Rex Ryan has a tattoo of his wife on him, like pinup style, of his wife wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey.
Yep. You didn't know that?
Bro, can we get that up on the fucking
Rexy's
thing?
A freak, dude.
Dude, he's a foot fetish. That's what I'm saying. He's got
I'm afraid that anybody is actually listening to this while driving a car because I feel like they might have crashed hearing that fucking sentence.
I thought it was well known.
No,
me too. I thought that was like because he's always kind of gotten he's always kind of gotten fucked with about it.
That's kind of some cuck shit, isn't it? Like
absolutely.
Like
yeah,
100%. Having another dude's fucking
cuck
jersey tattooed on your wife.
No cuck shaming.
Or your what? Wait, it's okay. Let me get this straight. Rex Ryan's tattoo. It's on his body. It's of his wife wearing a Mark Sanchez jersey.
Yes, but when he went to go head coach at Buffalo, they filled it in and recolored it to be a Buffalo Bills jersey.
Oh wow!
So it's
Whose jersey could have been like Jeff Toole or something.
Dude, he better watch. He better watch out. It might go back to a Jets jersey and be fucking Zach Wilson's fucking jersey, and he's gonna be banging Rex's fucking wife.
Look the fuck out.
Dude.
There's a dog.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's hitting.
Rex Ryan's.
Rex Ryan's wife is. There's no way. There is
you don't
no
think
way.
So?
There's no way. I don't. I've never even seen. I've only seen the picture of her tattoo. I've never even seen his wife. But
you didn't watch the video where he. You didn't watch their like sexy little video that leaked?
No, no, I sure didn't.
Are you telling me there's a?
There you go, guys.
My God, that's it,
dude. That's it right there in the
wait,
right.
Wait, why? Does she look,
baby.
Why does she look like one of those football playing twin brothers in the shaving commercial?
Why does she have a amputated hand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remember I'm talking about the twin brothers in the
She's
NFL?
nubs.
One's got I forget that dude's
name. I will post the video onto Instagram and Twitter, but there is a video that leaked of Rex Ryan. It's his cell phone, so it's POV of Rex Ryan, and he's pretending to be a cop. They're role playing. He's a cop pulling over a lady, and she's got her feet hanging out the window, and he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over, ma'am?" And meanwhile, he's just like, she's like, "I'm sorry, my feet slipped because I wasn't wearing shoes like while driving." And he's like, and he starts to like fondle her feet, and he's like, "These are very, very nice feet, ma'am." And you're like,
tell me that's a lie. You're lying.
No, it's a real video. I will send it. I will post
Dude,
it.
Fucking DM me that.
Actually, just forget. If you forgot, that'd be cool too.
No, dude, I'll make a montage video. I'll make a music clip with that fucking voiced over it.
Made 11 weeks, guys. 11 weeks before we got canceled.
Bro, I'll fucking empty out a lotion aisle.
Anyway, though, all the Jergens in Walmart.
All the Jergens. To Jergen. You know what I'm saying? I bought all the Jergens to Jerget, but
yeah, we don't like the Carolina offense.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, we literally don't like Carolina so much, so we just talked about fucking Rex Ryan's ass tattoo.
I will say they do have some talent on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Brian Burns is
Brian Burns is nice. Shaq Thompson's nice. Corey Littleton's nice.
Stuart
J.C. Horn.
Jeremy Chin can be nice. He had a really good rookie season.
He had a good year last year.
He regressed a little bit.
He's good in fantasy.
Yeah,
but, like defense, they're not awful actually. If you look at
J.C. Horn is going to be,
well, they've got a top 10. They've got a top 10 defense. For sure,
probably.
They're ranked
right around 10. I
sure,
think. They're not super high on that top 10, but anywhere from 8 to 12.
I think it's fair to say that they have a lot of dudes on their defense.
Oh.
Guys who can just get it done.
Corey Littleton,
yeah. Dude, Zane Gonzalez, they got Johnny Hecker. I didn't know that.
Oh shit, Johnny Hecker got traded from the.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't.
Well, I don't think he got traded.
He was the longest. He was like the longest tenured athlete, like in LA and St. Louis for a while.
Yeah. He's a good dude. Yeah, there's not a whole lot here to like.
Johnny Hecker has a podcast too.
Shout out, maybe we can get Johnny on one week.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure
that'd be tight. That'd be sick. Let's you want to get into the
let's go to defense.
Dirty Birds. Let's
go to defense.
We were just on
defense. Yeah, let's go to not the defense, the schedule. Let's go through the schedule.
Okay. That's right.
Good. Yeah, let's go through the schedule. Let's try to see what their record is this year.
Baby, we know
that's a rough one. Week 1.
Week 1 they host the Cleveland Browns. So how do you guys feel about that as like kind of like or what do you think for like, oh, look at the ticket price on that. It's $115.
That's what I mean. The most expensive by far.
Yeah, that's one that people are going to want to see. There's going to be a lot of support for Baker there. I think right now it's going to be Cleveland versus the world. I think everybody except for Cleveland Browns fans are going to be rooting
that's
for.
Fine. We're not losing that game.
I love
There's no way that Kevin lets it happen.
Nope, not happening, bro. Jacoby Brissett, like.
Oh, come on!
Is a game
manager.
He's fine. He's fine.
A game manager, bro. Look at his career stats. Like he's a game manager. Like he's.
Are you a Brissett truther, bro?
Bro, I've been a Brissett guy since we picked him up in fantasy like 3 years ago when he was a Colt. So I'm about it. I mean, I think, dude. Honestly, I think they can go. So what if Deshaun is gone 6 games and they don't fucking push it and make it more? I think that. So when does he? Their first game would be
week 7 with him.
We're kind of getting into Cleveland now, which you don't need to, but I do think that 3. I think they can go at least 3-3, 4-2 with Jacoby.
I can't imagine an offensive system where Jacoby Brissett throws the ball in the red zone.
It's good thing he doesn't have to because we have
Kareem Hunt and Nick
best.
Chubb. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we're badass fine. Offensive line. I mean, we're going to be just fine, especially against Carolina. I mean, Carolina doesn't have a nice defense, but we'll wear them down.
Yeah, so it looks like they've got a it's kind of, I mean,
they have a winnable schedule to start out.
Very winnable, yeah, but it kind of gets rough in the middle. San Fran, LA, Tampa, and then Atlanta. Atlanta sucks, but then you go Cincinnati and then back to Atlanta. It's not bad. I mean, it's
4 or 5 wins.
4 or 5 wins.
I think that'd be a win for this roster.
Go down a little bit. Who they got? The Saints the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it time to be determined? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if Baker stays healthy, I think they could have a semi-decent year, but I think they're probably still pretty terrible.
Yeah. I think it's probably time to have a Baker conversation. What do we think he's actually going to give us this year? I'm projecting like 20-ish quarterback in the league again, just like he was for us. Not expecting anything big. But I do serviceable as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and I do think I'll give him the opportunity to the benefit of the doubt that I think he could be better than he was last year. I think he can definitely improve a little bit without wearing the sling and not having not wearing the sling, not doing having the injury. I mean, he's never going to be a world beater, but I do think that he will be. Matt Rule is going to be the first coach fired. I'm just going to put that out there. I think Matt Rule is going to be the first coach fired of the year. So I don't. It all depends on I think that he's going to play a big part in that. I mean, it depends. Now, if Baker, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I think he's better than Sam Darnold. I think he's better than the other fucking 4 guys they've got on the line on the roster. So I do think he's going to start, and I think he'll be all right. But I don't know. We'll see.
Baker he can be a starter in the NFL. Is he going to be the top 10 guy? No, but he's a starting quarterback. But Sam Darnold, after this, he is going to be relegated to career backup. This is it for him.
I think what I would really fear if I was Team Baker is that if he gets injured, at any point early in the season and they really don't get to see a good look of him, and it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm not saying that he's washed up or even he's a burnout, I mean, he's not bust yet. I think he still has some time before it's going to be all said and done. But I think the time starts to really, like, the hourglass starts to really speed up on Baker Mayfield. And I think, Panthers aren't married to this. This isn't a draft pick. They went out and, I mean, they did trade for him and, make that what you will.
Fourth rounder?
Yeah, I think. So it's just like, if Baker, this is kind of his time. He really needs to, especially now, he's not getting the endorsement deals from Progressive or anything like that. Like, he needs to really step up his game if he wants to continue being in the NFL, because there's a ton of dudes coming up the pipeline. Next year's NFL draft is supposed to be really deep, and it's supposed to be way better at quarterback position. And, I just can't imagine that, people are going to take too much more stock in Baker Mayfield with all the injuries, all the inconsistency. Yeah, he's accurate, but what's accuracy if you can't do it consistently? It's not worth shit. So
I don't know if I mean, I guess you can call him I hate to say bust, because I wouldn't consider him a bust. Like, I even if he's the first overall pick, or was he the first overall pick?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that, obviously you want way more than him, but I mean, the guy has led a franchise. He beat the Pittsburgh Steelers at home in a fucking playoff game for a franchise that hasn't been in the playoffs in fucking 20 years. So, so it's, to me, it's like, he, when healthy, I mean, he's had good years. I mean, like I said, he's not ever going to be a world beater, but I think that when healthy, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. We haven't seen him healthy. I don't think he's going to go out there and make the Carolina Panthers a playoff team, but I do think that he is going to make some throws that other quarterbacks can't make on this team. And I think he's going to hit, I said earlier, he's going to probably underthrow some balls. We've seen it. I mean, Jesus Christ, he does it for a living, but he is going to hit Robbie Anderson on some of these deep balls. He's going to hit some DJ Moore. I mean, DJ Moore is a talented guy, and we talked about this earlier, where DJ Moore has been quarterback proof. It does not matter who the fuck's been there. He is. It's like Terry McLaurin. You and I were talking about this earlier. He finds a way to get open. He is so good at running routes that, like, he is going to find a way to get open. So we'll see. I mean, I do think it's an upgrade, but this is what you asked for, Baker. So now you're fucking climbing from the bottom.
The unfortunate thing with Baker is that for him to be more successful in the league than he has been, because you're exactly right. He's had good, potentially great years, depending on how you look at the metrics of the year that he had 2 years ago. He really needs to become a game manager, Jimmy Garoppolo style, where he's making better decisions and he's not forcing the ball. If he can beat the mental game that he has going on with him, he very well could easily be, that 18 to 22 quarterback in the league and have a nice long career. I don't know if that's going to happen, obviously, but that's what I think he needs to,
And I was also thinking, if you really think of like the bigger scope also of the NFC South, like with this schedule this year, with them being paired up with the NFC West, and they have to play each of those teams, like they do play a couple NFC East teams. We don't play everybody, but they play everybody in the NFC West. And,
exactly.
When you have to play the Rams, the 49ers, and, the Cardinals, and I don't know if they do. Yeah, they do play Seattle too. So, I mean, Seattle's not good anymore, but those other three teams, those are going to be hard games for them to win. And that's,
absolutely,
for that whole division, it's just going to be, I think the NFC West is going to have a cake day with a lot of these teams. It's going to be, it's not going to be good for their records. I think you're going to see one good team out of this division, and it's probably the one with the fucking geriatric quarterback.